Yeah, soccer is so crazy. I know a lot about the sport, but when I watched it today, I was just like, wow, sudden death, you have 5 chances to penalty kick, and then you're playing for a team, but then all of a sudden, it's on you. It's your fault if you win, and you get the praise, and it's your fault if you lose. That's crazy. It's really amazing. But if you win, the whole team gets credit. Nobody's going to really remember the penalty kick. They will, but a standard fan is going to just say, "Oh wow, that team won." I'm sure the countries is going to be like, "Oh wow, you won it. You made points with the kick." And then if you lost, then they're going to say, "Oh wow, you lost the game for us." I respect soccer so much more, and I'm going to start watching soccer more. Yeah, soccer is so crazy.
Much dip. He's in the building. I'm Dave. It's Monday. Little new intro we're flirting with. Thank you, Meta World Peace, for the kind words on soccer.
Formerly Ron Artest.
Formerly Ron Artest.
People forget that.
You can't dead name Ron. It's tough for him, Ron.
I thought it was Messy World Peace.
Is it? Did he change it?
Yeah.
That's goated. That's KJ and Dylan. They're here.
I never knew who's supposed to jump in when you intro us both at the same time.
I know. I like to keep you on your toes.
Anyway,
I think KJ,
the floor is yours.
Well, if you insist, I've got a lot to talk about today. Really, there's just so much sports going on, and most importantly, so much sports going on in Britain that is actually happening this week, not last week. I'd like to apologize to nobody for saying last week was a big week for the Britain Bruffs, when in fact, like 3 out of the 4 events I was going to talk about all occur this week. So that's all that's on my mind. It's just fucking sports.
Soccer is crazy, though. You know what I mean? It's just like,
wow.
Should we just get Meta World Peace on as our 4th from here on out? You think he'd do it?
Does he not have a pod? He seems like he would be on a pod.
I don't know.
Like he's got takes.
I feel like he would really enjoy, maybe somebody will hear from a sponsorship later on.
He vlogs.
He'd advocate for that for sure.
Are you talking about our good friends at Headspace?
Absolutely.
You want to just jump right into some Headspace? Because I do. Because I think I'm in a good headspace to talk about it. I know you are.
Sure.
Wouldn't it be great if there were a pocket-sized guide that helped you sleep, focus, act, be better? Wouldn't it?
I believe that.
Well,
yeah,
there is.
I think so.
Hey, there is. And if you have 10 minutes, Headspace can change your life. We're all Headspace users, and we've said this before. We were using it before the deal.
No cap. I use it.
Okay.
I've used it before as a sponsor.
This guy's not capping, if you guys are wondering.
Zero cap.
It's your daily dose of mindfulness in the form of guided meditations and an easy-to-use app. It's one of the only meditation apps advancing the field of mindfulness and meditation through clinically validated research.
If you are like me and you are a beginner, not really knowing how to get into meditating and kind of intimidated by it, I didn't really know anything about it, Headspace is perfect.
Can I just say I just now understood the Meta World Peace tie-in?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick up on that at first, but now I did. I'm moving a little slow. Whatever the situation, Headspace really can make you feel better. Overwhelmed, they've got a 3-minute SOS meditation for you. That's the one I've been messing with because dude, like I grind. Like I get home, my lappy's open. I'm just on Twitter looking for the viral memes and stuff. It doesn't stop for me. So to have this 3-minute SOS meditation, it's like it was tailor-made for me. But I think you'll like it too. Their approach to mindfulness can reduce stress, improve sleep, boost focus, and increase your overall sense of well-being. Over 60 million downloads, backed by 25 published studies, and 600,000 5-star reviews. That's crazy. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/bang. That's headspace.com/bang for a free 1-month trial with access to their full library of meditations for every situation. It's the best deal offered right now. Headspace.com/bang for a free 1-month trial.
David, before you jump into the housekeeping notes here, can I hijack the show for like 2 minutes real quick? It'll be less than that.
You going to tell us about your times at Venice Beach in Arlington?
I won't go into those icky details. Icky's a word now. But I will tell people follow us at Too Much Dip on Twitter. That's Too Much Dip with 2 P's on Twitter. Too Much Dip Podcasts on IG. Keep an eye out on Meat Smokers Only on IG as a good friend of the pod, Brick, a.k.a. Brick Mason. You can find him at 24 Brick Cattle Co. Might be doing a Meat Smokers Only takeover.
Brick Squad?
Brick Squad.
Brick needs to send that merch over this way.
Yeah. Maybe somebody's had an order out since like April.
Oh, no.
No.
You saying this
No,
is
no.
supply
Yeah.
chain's a little bit off?
Hey, welcome
I
to
may
Front
have
Street.
actually screwed up my first order and told them to change something and, whatever. Anyways, keep an eye out on Meat Smokers Only. Brick's going to be doing some content there later in the month.
People have been saying they want more Brick.
The people who don't know who the hell we're talking about here soon will appreciate once they learn more about Brick.
I'm still learning.
He's an interesting cat. But now that that's all done, if you wouldn't mind, David, I'm just going to ask for a little players-only meeting, a little team meeting here between Dylan and I, my hypothetical 5-on-5 basketball teammate here.
Okay.
Captain, if you will. First and foremost, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to play for the Dylan Cheveries. I'm looking forward to.
KJ, our team stinks, man.
This is the problem I
Our
have.
team is not good.
You, as a
I mailed it in completely.
as a gambling man, walked right up to the table, drafted your team, and said, "Hey, we're gonna lose." And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
That's
let
I
us
did that.
let
I'm
us
the worst.
gel.
I'm the worst team captain of all time. I have no faith in the guys that I picked.
Dylan, hard work beats talent.
Sometimes.
I wouldn't say
Sometimes.
either applies to our team. The issue
No,
is
we're not even dedicated.
short of Brad and at full strength due to chemistry, I fear no man on the other side of the court. So
Oh, wow. I'm right here.
yeah, that's the thing. I fear no
Okay.
man on the other side of the court.
Okay.
And with all due respect, I did meet the man once, Jack Hammer, a.k.a. Dan Regester. Correct? Did I mispronounce anything there?
That's
We
right.
got it.
But he's from the Philadelphia area.
Sure. Delco.
Very little respect for.
You're not trusting the process.
you
You're
know,
saying.
Hey, if we were doing like Olympic deadlifts and power lifts and clean squats
He's
and
your guy.
jerks, he still probably would come in second or third on this list, but he's damn sure not keeping me out of the paint. So all I got to say is
That's fair. But
I
Dan's
don't want to execute on this plan of proving anybody wrong here. Like, I'd be more apt to race Randy than I would go full 5-on-5 here. But we're not losing by 8.5. Like, put your money on us. Money line it.
Yeah, but you're going to have to chase Dan around half court the entire game.
No, I won't.
You're going to have to just – because he's going to sit out there and eat.
And I will catch the ball at the free throw line when he airmails it.
Oh.
He's not going to eat out there.
You don't think he's going to
7
sit
out
out
of
there
10
and feed?
times.
I mean,
I'm going to be feeding him the rock out there mid-court.
we saw him not touch rim out of 10
It was
tries.
a double
so-
rim. He was trying to swish.
He didn't touch the rim though.
He was trying to bust. He was trying to swish.
That's true. He didn't either.
Are you good with being the second pick?
I'm very
He's a
comfortable.
first
with that.
rounder. Give him
It's
a break.
slight reach. But what I will say is, again, Brad's going to have to pull some Giannis type three steps from half court and go at the hole if he thinks he's just not going to be beat up by the end of this match.
Well, you're saying you're going to make him earn it.
Throw him weight around.
Okay.
Don't sleep on my wet ass Jay, man.
You're the one sleeping on it. You have bashed
I
your
was just
team
saying.
from the get-go. I'm
saying
not
that
sleeping on anything.
If I get the ball, I'm at the 3-point line,
Right.
and like no one's around me, and I got time to set up my shot. There's like a 25% chance I'm knocking that bitch down.
For the day
That's all I'll
one,
say.
too much dip listeners out there who have no idea what circling back is, of which I'm sure there are only like one. Good reason to go check out the Patreon, see what the hell I'm talking about. How about that?
Was that Patreon talk?
It was Patreon talk.
Okay.
So find out the rest of the roster and why I feel so offended at Patreon.com.
That's fine. It would be fun. Me, I'm just kind of at a place with my game and my career where, like, I don't need to be the guy anymore.
Okay.
Like, I'm just not saying I'm chasing rings, but, like, it would be nice to get one, but I feel like I've done enough in my time.
So in this, are you the Chris Paul and Brad's like the Booker Ayton on your team?
If you want to do a modern day, that's fine. I was going to say more like the J Kidd.
Okay.
Minus the baggage. Of the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, I'm willing to give Brad Dirk status, and I'm just J Kidd. I'm there to facilitate. I might hit a big three at a key moment or something.
All right. I respect it.
It is what it is.
Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
I
tried to bury it
deserve
earlier.
A platform. If your name is mentioned on this pod, you deserve a platform.
I tried to bury it earlier with just focusing on Britain, focusing on the task. And I look up and I see this man having zero confidence in me, and I had to just address it.
No, you're an athlete. You'll do just fine, KJ. It's the rest of the squad. I learned that my second round pick has a double ACL tear situation.
Yeah.
And also, it's just I don't even think it's a basketball guy to begin with.
You're right. He does
He's
put
just-
off,
he's
doesn't
just
know how to
young.
dribble vibes.
Right. He has looks down as he dribbles vibes. You know what I mean? Like he watches the ball in and out of his hand.
He doesn't understand the concept of like the first step in traveling. He looks like he's going to take off.
Oh, yeah.
And then just
He doesn't understand what a pivot foot is. He'll double
Oh,
pivot
yeah.
and not understand why he's
They
traveling.
could call it on him every time if they wanted to. Oh man, this week in Britain, KJ, I will yield to you.
This week in Britain, surprise to some of you who may have woken up or waken up, one of the two. Ask Grammarly. Early on Saturday, maybe Friday or Sunday, and found no F1 Grand Prix in Britain. That's this week. Also, the Open is this week. I told you last week that they were both last week.
You know they used to call it Dylan Grand Prix.
Okay, you know.
PRIX.
Yeah, totally.
Let's go.
But what did actually occur? Novak Djokovic and Ash Barty. Ash Barty is number one ranked female tennis player. Both are number one in the world. Won at Wimbledon. Any thoughts on Ash Barty?
No, I'll be honest. I was kind of bummed when Serena went out and with the injury, and it kind of turned me off for the women's side.
Fair.
And honestly, I didn't watch any of it until yesterday. But I don't really have any strong Ash Barty takes. Is there something I need to know about Ash?
She's from Australia.
All right.
She grew up in the Alps there.
Novak Djokovic, it's his third Wimbledon. That's all I got on Wimbledon. Nobody cares.
She's a former cricketer.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I respect cricket.
Dual sport athlete.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, she's ranked number 1 in the world in singles by the Women's Tennis Association, and is the second Australian Women's Tennis Association singles number 1 after fellow Indigenous Australian player Yvonne Goolagong Colley.
Oh, IG. Yeah.
So
IGK.
EGK.
EGK. Yes.
EGC, actually. I see what you tried to do. Yeah, but shout out to does she go by Ash or Ashley?
Ashley, Ash, if you know her as well as I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you know her so well? Venice Beach?
We met at the same internet.
Skiing in Australia.
Skiing in Australia. I went down in Australia.
I was dialed into the men's. I was tracking Mateo's package.
Okay.
Berrettini.
See, here's my thing.
He almost brought it Rome.
Berrettini.
Not much of a grass court guy, and not many tournaments are played on grass nowadays. More of a clay court guy, and since Rafa wasn't there and it wasn't clay, it's just not my thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
I didn't either.
You know what? It makes me nervous watching them on grass do the slide with all the weight onto the knee, because I'm just thinking like, dude, how is your knee staying so stable? I get it, you're a world-class athlete, and that probably helps, but that looks like if I went outside and was like, dude, how can I tear my ACL? Or how can I tear my meniscus real quick?
Is that what you're trying to do sometimes?
No,
Like-
I'm not. But
okay.
if we played odds or something.
Odds you tear your meniscus.
Yeah.
Super fast.
Yeah, I would either do what Dan did in the gym, and that's sets of 100 on deadlift, sets of 25s,
Sets of 100.
4 sets of 25 on deadlifts, which is how he jacked his meniscus up.
Oh.
I would either do that, or I would go test everything out on the court at Wimbledon.
Assuming equally diligent and honorable effort, do you think you could identify, and maybe not acquire, but identify where to get meth from? Like somebody would say, yeah, I got you, quicker than you could tear your own ACL, like intentionally trying both. So on
Wait.
one, you just have to find somebody who says yeah, go to Chuck. Chuck will sell it to you.
The question
Check,
is,
done.
could I find meth or tear my ACL faster?
Yes, but you don't have to acquire the meth. So drive time would not count against you.
I wouldn't know where to start to find meth.
Okay.
I feel like I'd tear my ACL by the end of the day.
I could get meth pretty quick.
I could tear this bitch easily.
You check Cool Adam's pupils lately?
Oh, come on, man. Don't do Adam like that.
That's
No,
unnecessary.
no.
I'm kidding. Hypothetically, for entertainment purposes only.
The college kids aren't dabbling in meth anymore. At least
Not
the
enough.
ones at UT aren't.
Not enough, for sure.
I'm sure I could find cocaine pretty easily, but I don't even know where I would start to find cocaine.
Probably your new friends.
Come on, dude. Don't do them like that.
No, I'm saying that they're cooler than us.
KG, I could tear my ACL in an hour. I could do
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Dude,
if you tried your hardest and like with full intent to acquire meth, could you at least identify where to get it within that hour?
Hell no.
Because
you
I
could
think
find it in an hour.
No.
You
On
could call
meth?
me, and I could call my guy who dabbles in
I mean,
Silk
I
Road.
would just go down to like Man Shack in 290.
What if Adam was the Silk
And
Road kid?
I would talk to the homeless community there. They would like somebody there knows the plug.
Wow, dude.
But you'd also have to convince that you're not a narc.
oh,
The fuzz.
you know how I could get it? I know somebody in my old
We
neighborhood.
couldn't send Micah. They would peg him as a narc real quick.
Somebody in my old neighborhood who literally approached me and told me that, I mean, he did it frequently. So, yeah,
Really.
So
absolutely.
to make sure I understand this correct,
He's
David's
that guy.
saying he would show up outside of a recovering addict's house and say, "Hey, you got any meth?"
If I had to.
for the hype, super responsible.
Look, dude, I'll lay it all out there for the hypothetical.
He's like, excuse me?
Because I feel like the other side of
Been
this,
off the
yes,
shit, dog.
you know how you could tear your ACL, like you know ways in which you could intentionally do it, but like the actions of following through and getting it done, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like hyping yourself up for it. Like none of us are just gonna be so gung ho that you're running out here and jumping over like the ledge
How
and
would
trying
you?
to land on your legs or something.
How would you just tear your ACL if you were trying to do it intentionally? Just have somebody just chop you all day long?
I guess we should add
on
in
the
you have to
field?
do it independently too.
Yeah, you can't, no third-party help.
Yeah, you can't go on the season of a Bachelorette and just like hope to participate in one of their field games.
Did you know Clay's
just-
cousin is
Hunter?
Andrew S., the
Oh.
guy that is it Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah, they're cousins. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
That's a surprise. And for anyone else not tying this back to Bachelor, last comment on that. Trey was in that date and noticeably absent from all the shots on screen because they were showing off some hard body physiques. They let that man cook in the
Not Trey?
background for sure.
Yeah, he was getting that work in the kitchen.
Anyhow, back to Britain. I'm sorry, I took us off course there. Don't do meth. Keep your ACL intact.
Exactly. That's the takeaway here.
To the big story this weekend. Euro Cup. You know we're soccer boys here.
Dude, the Ragazzi were buzzing yesterday, man.
Dave said Ragazzi like 6 times during circling back this morning, by the way.
Oh my God,
He's
it
not
was
fed it.
a Sunday to remember for the boot, man, for the homeland. Just oh man,
That's why he has his big time Tommy T-shirt on today.
This guy over here.
Take it easy.
What sandwich did you get today?
I got the Austin Club.
Oh, you didn't get the New York.
No,
Italian.
yeah, everybody else got. Dylan gets his,
What are
and
you
then
doing?
I literally had the New York. It's confusingly called the New York Italian, which I feel like you
Right.
could just do one or the other. But I had that like on Saturday.
You could have gotten the meatball too, dog.
I don't eat. I'm not gonna do a meat and pod. I'm not doing a meatball sub before the pod. Can you imagine me sitting here with a belly full of meatball sub? No, you can't.
No, man.
Be a damn
That'd
problem.
be a different kind of Davy.
You don't want to meet that Davy. Meatball Davy is a different beast. He's untamed.
Meatball
Straight up ape,
Davy.
ape cuts.
Well, I'm very happy for Italy. Shouts to good listener,
Are you?
Gab Rossetti. Not really. As someone who I revealed in the group text,
Yeah,
the
you-
second line on my ancestry DNA is very heavily English. It's Welsh specifically, but you know I was rooting for the home team there as well.
I love this bullet point. I just read.
But England is the talk of the town, you know, not only because they're losers at home, but with 2 minutes left in the match, it was tied 1-1. England went up early. I guess 2 minutes in, got a
2
goal
minutes
early.
in,
Yeah.
little lapse in the Italian D, which you don't normally like to see.
But goes to extra time, which they kind of anticipated from the beginning of the match. 2 minutes left in the match, and strategically, I guess for penalty kicks, you can only choose from players that are on the pitch or on the field at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, PKs?
So, PKs, yeah. So they coach for England subbed in 2 guys, Marcus Rashford and Sancho. I can't recall his last name. 2 different players, and basically, I don't know how the coin toss worked, but I think Italy went first, and they missed. And then whatever. It came down to it where
I
basically
think Italy missed their second one.
yes, well, whatever. It
Doesn't matter.
happens.
Sorry.
They were up by 1 goal. And it was to the point where England needed to essentially, they had 3 guys left, And their first two guys hit it, Harry Kane and Harry something other. Styles, maybe. Also white.
It's not Harry Styles.
Either way, it's two white
not on
guys
that
named
team.
Harry.
He's British.
Yeah, you're right about that part.
The following three gentlemen were notably not Caucasian. It's only relevant to what follows here. They all three missed their PKs. Italy goes on to win. England, as we know it, real good about being racist. Just ask, I don't know, another Harry and Meghan Markle, how her experience was. And everything on the internet, they've defaced murals. They've gone online, going in at these three players. It's just not a good look.
Yeah, I wanted to give England the benefit of the doubt, but before the match even started, I was like, I don't think they're going to handle this win or lose well, because they were already fighting each other before the match. Like, there was videos. Soccer Twitter was just lit.
They tried to rush the gates, right?
Saw it.
They're rushing the gates like it was a GD Korn concert. Second time I've used that joke. And I was like, I don't know if they're going to handle this well. And when they were booing the Italian national anthem, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if this is. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't happen over here as much. Like we don't ever boo the Raptors when they do the Canadian national anthem, do we? I mean, I don't know. We might yell "Stars" during the Star Spangled Banner, but
jeez, yes, we do.
We're not booing. Maybe a few people, but a number of people were booing. And then, man, I'm like, I was obviously rooting heavy for Italy, but like to have like a 19-year-old kid like lose it, be I guess kind of wear the L. It's tough, man. And then to have to deal with that, because you always hear about European soccer being like just insanely bad crowds, insanely racist, and like it's unbelievable.
What I'm a little bit shocked here is not the dearth, there's a good word, of the racism, was the fact that at an event of this level, Euro Cup finals, like at the Super Bowl, you're pricing out the scumbags who go and get in fights at like Giants games, Eagles games, Raiders games, whatever.
Philly's just taking all the shots.
Well, I'm going through, Redskins and Cowboys parking lots, whatever. We know other things happen like in the Detroit parking lot, but, focusing on the fans here.
Wow.
But those things are priced out for a Super Bowl. For the Euro Cup final, you're still getting the people who are fully willing to boo. Like, either the tickets didn't cost enough or it's just there's enough assholes there.
It's like what makes European soccer great is a lot of it the atmosphere and the fans, but there's no governor on it.
It just means more is what you're saying?
It just means more. Yeah, exactly. No, it's like that. Like, oh, dude, it's unreal atmosphere, and unfortunately, like with some of that unreal, it's like unreal in the bad way.
I think I'd go for a TikTok ripoff video of just the British bruv, like soccer footy bruvs, copying the "My name is Karen and I'm going to LSU, go Tigers" video.
Oh my god!
Like just all of them except for I'm going for Fulham FC.
My name is Liam.
Go
and
Whites.
I'm going for Chelsea.
As much shit as I give, like MLS, Austin FC, shit like that.
The Verde.
I've no desire to go to a game here.
Okay.
I would be so in to go to like a meaningful match in Europe. Like I really, really would.
Craven's Cottage, let's do it. Fulham. They'll lose in the Champions
And I would care
League.
very little about what's going on the field.
Yeah.
It would just be about the whole atmosphere, the environment. Hit a pub before, hit a pub after. Be sick. Sick.
London is tied.
Never been.
Never been. I had a tweet holstered because I was like, I don't want to catch the wrath of soccer Twitter, but I was going to say at the end, I think it just boiled down to like Italy is just a much cooler place to visit than England.
It probably is.
Like I don't really know. Like if you had the choice,
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to Italy, right?
Yeah.
Probably is. Unless you're one of the golf hardos who like, oh, dude, I've got to go play the old course. I've just got to go. Or is that in Scotland or some shit? Whatever.
Scotland.
What course are they playing this week?
Royal St. George's, or I guess that's how they say it, right?
Yes.
Okay. In England.
Okay. That's
Not,
part I was like, wait,
no
am I
relation-
fucking this up again? It's not.
No relation to George's in Waco.
Okay. You're right. Okay.
But same
George's
like
O's or
historic
whatever.
background. They're still, yeah.
Pat Green played a show there once.
It's in Sandwich. Did you know that?
I did,
Sandwich Kent.
but I knew that about 20 minutes ago, and I looked it up. Looked up where
Dylan's
this place
doing
was.
some sneaky big boy stack stuff with his new friends.
What are you talking about?
You were asking me gambling picks out there.
Oh, shut up.
Uh-oh.
No.
Your pool.
First of all, these are my old friends. These are my high school buddies. And
Okay.
we do a snake draft. It's a $20 buy-in. Let's all calm down.
Okay.
Tad would never.
With my 6th overall pick, I took Bryson.
Dude, Tad goes to the Austin Calcutta before the Masters by himself. It's a very niche joke.
Yeah.
So I'll say Calcutta is that's the name of like where you get big boy stacks thrown around for
Oh
these
yeah,
golf tournaments, right?
We did it once. We did the Austin one, and we were so priced out. I think our A player was like Heinrich Stenson, and we had like 30 people pooling together like $1,000 or something.
I do love
stupid.
those articles when they get outed. Not the names. I don't think it's cool to like try to out the names on those lists. But when you see like the dollars thrown around for those Calcuttas,
Like the Midland one is notoriously insane.
yeah. Well, this week the Open's getting all kinds of bad pub because their COVID rules. They're going to be different country to country. I don't even have the note on here about Japan having no spectators at the Olympics. We can talk more about that when it comes around. But the British Open rules seem to be a little ridiculous. They're going to have like 3,600 people or 36,000 people over the course of the weekend. I don't remember the number specifically. They're going to have spectators, but then their rules for the players and their crews to be there are like extremely over the top strict. Like you can't have two players like staying in the same place. Like you can't share an Airbnb or whatever, a cottage together. I think there were two players that were going to have like a big RV posted up or some. I don't remember the details on the who because at this point the withdrawals have gotten up to like 16, including
I don't even want to talk about it.
two-time Master champion Bubba Watson.
And most recent Masters winner, Hideki.
Yep, Hideki had tested positive a few weeks back. His issue was he was trying to come off of testing positive, and he just hasn't gotten a negative COVID test to leave and go. But ZJ apparently today.
Yeah, that's
got
tough,
popped.
man. Because I mean, he was getting hot at the right time, and like the dude is going to be an absolute problem.
That's what people are saying.
Same opinion about Matt Wolff,
Love Matt Wolff, man.
who's been
I
on
love
fire recently.
So are all these withdrawals are COVID or COVID adjacent reasons? Is that the deal?
With one exception that I added him on here for, Siwoo Kim, Korean golfer, is preparing for the Olympics because if he medals in the Olympics, he gets to opt out of any military obligations he has for the country.
Oh, that's right.
Which
Holy shit.
that's pretty dope. You think he cares
Wow.
about winning? Like that's Billy Madison
That
type
is so
stakes
much
there.
pressure.
God, it
Holy
really
shit.
is.
I don't know why I picked that as like my example of a high stakes situation. But
Is it if he just medals?
Yeah,
Oh man, that is
Team or
quite the
individual?
storyline.
I think it's just medaling.
It's individual.
Which I don't know how Olympics worked in Brazil.
I forgot how the golf
I remember everybody
format
was kind of
worked.
bitching about
Well-
like the setup. I'm sure we'll rediscuss that whenever it rolls around.
I think the only thing you need to know is that Ricky Fowler got the Olympics tatted, the rings tatted
And
on his
absolutely
arms.
did not show
and
out.
just did not ball out.
Yeah.
He's in a Corona commercial though.
Is he in Corona? Is he doing that
They
now?
they
He's
put
getting
that
Corona
course
done.
together in like a week too, if I recall. Like there was nothing
So-
there.
And they like were chopping down
Yeah.
trees as the players were
Yes,
pulling up.
exactly. They were laying sod.
Yeah, I remember how haphazard Brazil was. I would assume Japan has had a year just sitting around waiting on these facilities to be used, so we won't get like the Sochi or Brazil type. Look at how shitty these facilities look. It's just going to be like, look at how empty everything is. I hope that they take this time to go NBA bubble experience and give me LED screens around everything. If you don't have fans,
I'd love to give you the name of the course they're playing in Japan, because
Where?
I do have a tie-in. My dad has played this course multiple times from because his dad was in the Air Force as well. So they were living overseas, and he's played it. So that's cool as hell.
That is cool. You should know the name of it.
I should, but our internet's down, so I'll just fuck off.
Mine's gone in and out about 7 times.
It's really
since we've hit
cool.
record,
This
which
is somehow Randy's fault.
This is sick.
my family's involved in in the Air Force as well. Lived in the Philippines for some time, so
Really?
We love
thank
our
us
service
for
people.
our service.
We love our service.
By us, I mean like our parents.
Oh, it's at Kasumiga Gaseki Country Club. Kasumiga Gaseki. So.
Is he saying Casamigos Dos Equis?
No, I'm not. It's Kasum Kasum Migaseki. Country club. Private. You probably never been there, Dylan.
John Rahm.
You're right.
Yeah, you probably
Odds that
never
one of his
played
new
it.
friends have been there.
100%. It's got a weird, like, just like a membership there for some reason.
They just give it to you on the way out. John Rahm favored 9-1. Brooks and Bryson are tied at 14-1. I think Rory's in between there. But,
It's hard to not ride with Rahm.
yes, he's played lights out.
He was great at the Scottish, the Aberdeen. They inexplicably took all the vowels out of the name for some reason to shorten it. I don't know if they like it costs more per character, but he was good. Justin Thomas. I don't know if everybody saw his. Did you see his top 3 wood from the?
I did.
That was a lot of fun.
He has a next level club toss.
A dangerous one. He
And
wraps it around him and it goes
impressive.
forward. You don't see that very often. I'll do a club drop
to release
on you.
it. To release it that quickly, you have to know. I mean, you have to. It's instantaneous realization that you fucked up. You gotta let go as you're whipping the club around. Really good.
That happening in golf and or baseball are top 2 terrifying ways to get knocked the F out, like in my head. Like, ugh. Anyhow,
I think Spieth is gonna make some noise. Just got a feeling. Just got a feeling, Dave.
did you not pick Spieth, though? Didn't you have the opportunity?
I don't have a great feeling. Yeah, I did pick him with my second
Okay.
pick though.
Okay.
I took Bryson. No, I had the 6th pick and a 7-person snake draft. So for my 6th and 9th pick,
You see
I
what he's
went
doing
Bryson Spieth.
That's the second 69 reference today for Dylan.
Sick.
There we go.
That's nice.
This dude is nice.
Let's go.
I'm riding. A name to watch: Cam Smith.
Okay.
Also, Stuart Sink. Both of these come from Dan, who just randomly texted Micah and I to tell us who he's riding with. I'd love to pull up the odds, but again,
I think I
There
need
we
to
go.
use this opportunity to throw some money away, maybe donate some money to a cause. 'Cause I'd like to sprinkle money on Patrick Reed, Tony Finau, Colin Morikawa, and Victor Hovland, all at 40-1.
I like that. I like Hove right there. I mean, that's my guy. Like him up. I mean, so my tennis guy is Mateo. Everybody knows that. Hovland's my golf guy right now. He's my number 1. I just like him. Everything he makes. This is gonna sound weird. He just makes me happy when he's on screen.
You know what?
I'm like, dude, this guy's just having the time of his life.
Just there for the right reasons.
The time
You got a big
of
old
his
crush on
life.
Vic.
Yeah.
Just give me the Vic.
It's when you're watching way too much Bachelor
give
when
me
you're
the
dropping
Vic.
lines like that in your sports pod. Just makes me happy just being around you.
That's great, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Very cool.
Anywho,
I'm excited.
Jordan Spieth 20-1.
Everyone knows this is my second favorite major tournament.
Shout
Behind
out
the Masters.
You won't even get up early to watch, though. That's the thing.
You're right.
Oh, shit. That's
Right.
this tournament?
Yeah, because it's a different time
It's a
zone.
broad
Time's like
know.
10. It's across.
Oh.
This dude didn't know about
It's across the pond, dude.
Oh my
Did you
God.
think it was on this side of the
Nothing.
pond?
What an idiot.
You thought it was on this side of the pond?
Nothing I hate more than just nothing better than coffee and golf in the morning.
Oh,
tweet guy.
dude.
Oh, man. Just can't looking forward to some 2 a.m. golf.
Oh, just me and Bay watching golf. Bay
Hell
being my
yes.
coffee.
Gosh, rock solid for golf the way it was meant to be.
Coffee, Bay, and golf. It doesn't get better than that, David.
Coffee is Bay.
That's true. That's true.
They're one and the same. Dude, maybe some cold Bay.
He's been tincturing CBG. I get it.
CBG.
It's coffee, bay, and golf.
We're not doing that.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
You can tell us about these combat sports, David.
Dude, I went out with the Ragazzi, and we watched the fight Saturday night. What?
Go ahead.
Something wrong? No, you stop it.
No. Was I a member of the Ragazzi?
You were. You were one of the boys.
Let's freaking go.
We went out to watch these fights. Something
did.
I don't do very often, even in non-ongoing global pandemic times. Mainly because, I have a child, and I'm 36 years old. So shout out to you. I mean, you're significantly older than me, and you went out. But, I just like watching it at home. I like hearing DC and Rogan. They're great at what they do.
Can I tell you my main problem with these high-profile MMA fights?
You don't like that the card starts at 9.
No. I don't know how to watch it if I'm at home. Like, I know that I feel like there are hoops you have to jump through, and I don't even know where the hoops
There
are.
are. Hoop number 1 being download ESPN Plus.
Which I'm just not going to do.
It's not that difficult. and then hoop number 2
So
being
you have to
press buy.
You have to purchase a subscription.
It's not that hard.
You have to purchase a subscription to ESPN Plus first, and then you have to buy the fight on top of that. Is that how it works?
Correct.
I would say as somebody with a 6-year-old child, ESPN Plus comes bundled with Disney Plus, so it would probably, be a cost worthy.
6-month-old child.
Well, I was going to say him,
Oh.
the 6-year-old. I've got a 1-year-old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which shout outs to my child who turned 1 yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
right.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Kai.
Kai, big ups.
Text him.
Big ups.
He actually wait until tomorrow. I've got his new 2-way activated. He's got a sidekick.
Oh,
Dude, I hit him on the pager earlier.
the 2-way alert. It goes.
This dude's just all on this retro shit. But yeah, as soon as you open up the ESPN app, they're like, buy this fight, and I'm like, no.
Dude.
Click through all the links that were sent to me about a month ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Anyway,
let me tell you this. You can do a lot worse than paying for ESPN Plus. It is one of the better paywall content. It goes like circling back, Watch Media, Patreon stuff, and then probably ESPN Plus. Maybe DAZN after that. But it's
too
great.
much dip. Football season, pay content that I haven't thought of yet.
Well, we've talked about it. We've talked about it. I think hundreds of people would be interested in that. But yeah, so we watched the fights. We were really into it.
What bar did y'all watch at? I'm
Little
sorry.
Woodrow's.
Little Woodies.
Okay.
$20 cover, which I thought would like
By
keep
the
it
way-
somewhat not crowd, like not standing room only, and it was as big of a crowd as I've seen at Little Woodrow's.
Or if you're Micah, Dave, or Brett, it's $0 cover, and for Dylan, it's $80 cover.
This
That's
guy
how
over
that
here.
works.
I bought you a beer.
$80 cover.
You were drinking off my buckets, bro.
How about
I had
this?
one of your Michelob Ultras. Thanks,
It
Dave.
was a Dickalobe Ultra, and you know that.
How much does egg salad sandwich cost today?
That's the company.
Company
Okay,
card.
damn it. I was trying to.
I drove.
edge
Got my
back.
gas
There
money
we
to
go.
drive to pick up sandwiches. At least
Wow,
$2.
dude.
Have you seen the price of gas, Adam? You fucking have.
The
I don't know why he's looking at me.
I don't be driving. Yeah, you're driving, dude.
last context question I have about the fight watching experience. What was the weather Saturday night?
He's just hot.
Okay.
Soupy.
I
It
only
was
asked
soupy and
because
crowded.
of Woodrow's. It's very outdoors.
Very
assuming y'all
outdoors.
are at
Good
6th
scene,
Street,
man.
so
And
as long
what's
as it was
poppin'?
watchable.
Watching a fight with the boys in a bar is prime. Just pound 20 beers in like 2 hours because you're just outside. You're sweating. You're just trying to replenish fluids. And I mean, I remember everything about the fights. It was. You, Dylan, you almost bailed before the Conor fight, and honestly, you probably should have because
Yeah.
it was just an absolute letdown
Can I
across
talk
the
about
board.
one of the undercard? That's the
Yes.
term, right? O'Malley
Sugar Sean,
versus the green-haired kid who just absolutely refused to block a punch.
I have never seen.
Oh my God!
That is the.
He was blocking punches with his face.
I don't know if I've ever seen that much damage taken without a guy getting knocked out clean. Like,
He just refused to not take a punch.
now, you've seen a little bit of O'Malley before. Like, you've seen him knock people out. He's starched multiple dudes in his last, 5 or 6 fights. So, for that dude to just walk through all that, he ate like 300 punches.
No, he really no.
And it was like
no
a
cap.
CompuBox record, something crazy.
No, he landed a record high percentage of his punches, and it was like 80+% of the punches he threw landed. This dude made no attempt to block anything. I didn't understand it.
I wonder if Sean O'Malley has broken hands or anything. Like I would be shocked if he didn't have, because I mean he landed everything he wanted to.
Dude had a jaw on him, man.
Absolutely, props to him. That guy's name is Chris Mutino, who was like a late fill-in. This is his first UFC fight.
Oh,
Like,
really?
the
Okay,
other guy, I don't know
props
if it
to
was a
him.
COVID issue or an injury in his camp, backed out. So this is he took this on days' notice.
Did
I
he
believe.
skip the training sessions where they learned how to?
Apparently, they did not work. They didn't work on head movement.
punched?
Head movement was not a part of
Goodness
this
gracious.
training camp.
What's the poor lady's name who had a new orifice?
Jessica I. No, it's her name.
She had a new orifice opened up on her forehead.
She
I
had
don't know if it's not an orifice.
she had a canyon
I don't
on
know.
her head.
Cool, Adam. Can we see this?
Oh my god.
That's an orifice.
Oh, oof. She might need a stitch or two.
Can you go in there and buy fly fishing gear?
I
Did
can't.
okay? I'm not gonna finish this.
What? No, do it. Do what you're gonna do.
Aubrey Marcus designed this model.
Okay. This is a third eye joke.
Fleshlight joke.
Oh, okay. That plays as well. Unbelievable.
This is uncomfortable. Why is she so happy?
Dude, this honestly, I've got a pretty good stomach. This is a little too much skull for your boy.
Yeah, I can't look.
I don't want to see this much skull.
Can we get it off the screen? Cool, Adam. Thank you.
Not cool, Adam. To leave it up for that long.
Adam, grow up, man. What are you doing?
Oh, man. Is that where Harry and his guys were drilling down to blow up the asteroid?
Okay. No, I don't think there was a rig on her forehead. They didn't frack her head.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got a little saltwater injection over here, man.
So did they let her
Sorry.
finish the fight?
I honestly don't know. I think that was on the prelims. We weren't watching. I was
gotta think,
I was at Carve. I was at Carve looking at all of the hot people with Dylan and Brett.
Okay.
Curve.
Respect.
No cover Friday nights.
So
It's not a club. It's a restaurant.
someone who was not paying attention to the Connor fight, what round did the ankle?
First.
How early?
I mean, toward the end, right?
Okay.
There's a few minutes.
Late in the first round?
Yeah.
Very late.
Prior to the injury, was he controlling or did he look like he had
Came
any
out
shot?
hot, do some kicks. I mean, he cracked DP at least once. I mean, it was a good back and forth, but then he ended up on his back, landed some elbows on Poirier when Poirier was on top of him, but Poirier would have won the round.
Right.
Like he controlled it once Conor was on the ground, and there was a couple times where I thought they were going to stop it.
What led to the ankle break?
Great question.
Hard to say.
Just a freak accident?
It
type
wasn't
thing?
like in the midst of him throwing something. He
He stepped back to plant and it gave way, but he cracked it probably on one of those like shin kicks.
Okay.
or
That's what
something.
Dustin said. They've shown the replay of the kicks that he landed, like off the bat landed. And like maybe that loosened it up or softened it up. But like he plants on it and it doesn't, his foot's clearly not dead. And like he doesn't grimace, he doesn't act like anything happened. So maybe it's like a microscopic thing and then he just, it was weird. You saw the video, right?
Yeah, I saw a clip. I'm just assuming most people.
So because it was a freak injury, I guess, it's hard to say that Poirier like dominated the fight. I mean, he got the win obviously, but this opens up for a fourth matchup,
geez.
right?
This is the worst outcome for my opinion for the UFC because for me, and this I might just be looking at it through how I feel about Conor as like a fighter at this stage in his career. This either opens up a new chapter for his career, resurrects his career, gets him probably a shot at the title.
If he would have won.
If he had won. If he had lost like by knockout or something, and it was just dominated, then it probably closes the book for him. I mean, he would probably still take fights, but it would just be like, okay, now I don't have to be dialed into Conor anymore. Like he's not a player on this stage, and he's probably not anyway. And then for this to happen, it's like, well, now he can always have that excuse of, had I not got hurt. And if you heard his comments after the fight, like he's already spinning this, talking about like, Conor loves, even after losses, pointing out like the good things that he did, like and posting them on social media. Like he'll post stuff from like the Nate fight that he lost and the Khabib fight that he lost and be like, look, I think I won this round. I think I won this round. It's like, dude, you lost. It's like, just move on.
Yeah.
He's very Trump in that regard and how he takes an L. It's very interesting. Who was there, by the way?
Yes, he was.
Along with Addison Rae.
And of course, Jackhammer.
And the Jackhammer. And Justin Bieber. I could name a number of people who were there.
A lot of people were there, yeah.
But a lot of people right now are like there's a number of reasons to be sour on Conor just as a fighter. Like it looks like he's not washed, but just not the guy he was, which happens when you become like a borderline billionaire. And
How old is he?
how old is Conor? 30? Early 30s?
Probably 35, 36.
Early to mid.
Okay.
I'd love to check, but again,
I got you.
Including lack of internet.
KJ's got it. But the whole lead up to the fight, it kind of seemed desperate. Like Conor trying to get in
32, I'm sorry.
32.
Oh, he's young still, man.
When they fought for the first time at like 135, this was probably that was Poirier's biggest fight. He was not ready for the shit talk that Conor had. He was just completely taken out of his game, and Conor knocked him out. And then in the second fight, it was clear like, oh, DP's like grown since then. You know, I don't know if it was almost like a decade ago. It was a long time ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever. Different fighter, and he was not scared of Conor. And like he just kind of like almost laughed off his shit talk. And Conor was kind of nice Conor at that time. If you remember with the Cowboy fight, like it's like, oh, it's the new Conor.
Yeah.
And then Conor tried to go back to the old Conor this time.
He pivoted again. Yeah.
And brought the wife involved because I guess the wife had DM'd him about something. We don't know what. He didn't post the DM. I don't know if it was about like because Conor was supposed to donate money to Poirier's charity and never did, which is kind of a funny troll move.
She gave him the finger after the fight.
Yeah.
You see that?
Well, and he also in one of the greatest post-game interviews of all time, where Rogan gets on the ground as Conor's sitting there having his ankle put into a brace and set back into place, is interviewing him. And you know, Conor's like I think he called like his wife a hoe or something, invited her to the after party.
She's in my DMs, that hoe. That's a
DMs is
terrible
fine.
He made some
Conor.
major,
Yeah,
and he
it's
made
way
some
better.
major like below the belt comments to Khabib too, didn't he?
Yeah, he insulted.
Like basically his.
He probably said some anti-Islamist
Yeah.
Islamic stuff.
Something
I don't
about
remember.
not being able
There
to
was
eat,
so much.
though. Like he wasn't so overt about those comments, I think. But it was definitely something that was like, he's smart enough to play borderline. Like when he was fighting Floyd, you know, he would pull the "you can't even read" card, and would call him like a thug and dance and all this stuff. So he'll dance up to that line and allude to those things, but. You know, the guy's
He's a
good.
punk, man.
He's
He's
at
a
drawing
punk. He
attention.
can't get away with the stuff like he could when he was winning.
No, it's sad, honestly. Like I've kind of likened him to Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, where like he's just gotten too hot.
All comes back to Italy.
Come on, man, just let me have those.
Take it easy.
Dude, 48% right here. In that, like, he refuses to, like, what's the line, the Ray Liotta line about Joe Pesci and Goodfellas is like, you beat him in a fist fight, he comes back with a knife. You beat him again, he comes back with a gun. He just won't let it go. And, like, that's kind of how he's handling this. And it was kind of sad seeing him lay there with the mic, just yelling at Dustin Poirier, yelling at his wife. And
basically
Poirier's,
laughing
like,
it
laughing it off.
Yeah.
Like, dude. And Poirier says they'll fight again either in the octagon or, in the streets, basically.
Let's go.
Hey, he brought the man's family into it. You got to kind of expect it. But yeah, then Conor posts the gram. The world need, you need people like me. The famous, the Scarface. He's the bad guy. That whole deal, which he is the bad guy, for a number of reasons. And I don't know, man. Like I really wanted this to kind of be the end of it. Like it's just he's not. I don't know. I don't know. I did have money on Conor. I was kind of bummed when he lost just because of that. But, like, I don't know. Poirier is, by all accounts, like a really good dude, Louisiana guy. And it's nice to see him win. He'll definitely, I think, get a title shot after this. So it was fun, though. Fun card up until that point.
Well, since we've already talked Headspace, which you should definitely check out, NBA. We are now 3 games into the NBA Finals. Phoenix is up 2-1. Notably, Giannis has been playing out of his mind in Game 2 and Game 3. Game 1 only had 20 points, but he was coming off the hyperextended knee. But he's the second player ever to have 40 points and 40-plus points, 10-plus rebounds in back-to-back Finals games. Other person to do that, Shaq. One person has had 4 40-point final games. Any guesses?
Michael Jordan.
There we go.
Really?
He was good.
So somebody asks Giannis, like, being halfway to Michael Jordan's 4 40-point games, how does it feel? And he's like,
Who asked that?
It's like, I'm not Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he really did that? Like, holy shit.
He handled
Who
that well.
asked that? Like, how does it, like, dude, like he's even thinking about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh, my God.
I love the concept that, like, it's cool when these cool facts, like, the research team gives something to the broadcast team, they throw it on the screen or they bring it up. That's great. But then, like, a journalist in a post-game speech will then see these things trickle down or see something on Twitter and ask a player as if a player's ever seen
He doesn't want to
a
answer
record book.
questions like that.
Like, they learn that shit from those press
Yeah, that's
conferences.
a pretty
half the time.
obscure stat.
Dude,
right?
they did this to Luka all the time. It's
Yeah.
like, Luka, you're only the 12th player in NBA history to have 3 triple-doubles in which you had 12 or more rebounds
does
on the
it
second
feel?
night of a back-to-back. How
Playing
does
on
it
the
feel?
East Coast.
I learned that in 5 seconds.
Like, oh, I
but
don't know.
how
I don't know.
feel
I
about
just,
it.
I'm glad we got the win.
He goes, that's a little bit too much stats for me.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. 3 games into this, I've found myself kind of tilting from rooting for Phoenix to rooting for Milwaukee for no other reason than I didn't want it to be a sweep, and I'm enjoying the series. I want it to go on. But I don't have a strong feel for like who's the better team for sure. It's clear there are spurts in which Giannis is a bona fide top 5, top 3 NBA player and can take over a game whenever Middleton and Drew Holiday are playing really well. And then there are other times when the Suns look like one of the most balanced teams we've seen in the finals in years. So
I feel like it's being undersold how insane Giannis coming back from a hyperextended knee when his entire game is built upon athleticism. For him to come back and not miss a beat is insanity.
Yeah.
And if he's able to win this, it's up there with 41, up there with Dirk and greatest playoff and finals performances. I'll say it. I'll say it.
I don't think you'd be wrong in the sense of how that team got built. It's Drew Holiday is a huge free agent acquisition. Chris Middleton, they drafted and built and, is developed there. But there's nobody else there that you could say, hey, they really went out and made a big splash by bringing this guy in. Like Brook Lopez.
He's been great. I mean, when he needs to be, like he is very solid. You could do a lot worse at center.
So I don't know. I guess you've been watching these games? I feel like most of the time when they've been on, when we're in for dance, they've been on in the background. You have a preference of who wins this at this point?
I want to see Giannis win. Actually, I lied. I do want to see Giannis win, but not right now. I want to see Chris Paul win one first. I'm a Chris Paul guy.
I'm a Chris Paul guy until
and Devin Booker just has way too much swag not to win.
He's absolutely a swag lord.
He's a killer, and he's got all the swag.
Some might say he's a bucket.
But Chris Paul, I think Chris Paul is as deserving as anyone with that ring as there is in the
It's
league.
interesting to me watching the Suns because I watch like Book and I'm like, dude, that used to be me. Like that was my game. And then but seeing like what CP3 is doing, I'm like, that's kind of where I'm at now, and I'm comfortable with it. So just like, you get me out there, I just want to see my guys succeed. And like, if the team eats and we get the dub, that's all that matters. I don't need to put up points.
Damn, you're just a team guy, man.
That's me.
You know who hasn't shown up in this series, and maybe he doesn't exist anymore. Maybe he does. I don't know. But I haven't seen him in any of the games, at least on camera. Where the fuck has the Suns' Gorilla been?
Glaring lack of gorilla.
Dude, he used to have the best like halftime like dunk.
Yes.
To do the trampoline dunks.
Him and Benny the Bull. Like we need a little more Gorilla.
What
about
about finally
Mavs
decided
Man?
that was a little too
The
aggressive.
worst.
Mavs Man is actually made out of a basketball. His face.
The Mavericks have the
that's
worst
pretty bad.
trio of mascots.
His face is a basketball.
You don't see that too much.
No.
To which the question
Why'd they get rid of the
is asked,
gorilla?
It says current mascot, but I haven't seen him on camera.
How are we feeling about? Is it 8K? Is that the camera that they're showing the crowd shots with? Is that a thing? 8K?
Oh, the Bokeh
Yeah.
cam.
Dude, they are showing like the portrait mode badass camera, and they show like the crowd, and like it's at first it was kind of cool novelty, but like now it's just like they're just showing like average looking dudes, and it's like I don't need to see this guy.
You want hot dudes or what?
I want either hot dudes or hot babes. Is that too much to ask?
You're saying Milwaukee's not the market for 8K?
I'm not saying anything. You're not going to Charles Barkley.
Eating all them churros. Well, I would also like to take this opportunity to pay a lot of respect to my original home country of Nigeria, a place in which I've never been, don't know much about, but according to Ancestry DNA, it's where I was imported from. So 31% of me at least.
Imported from.
Is this why you were saying, Dave, I want you to start calling me the Nigerian Nightmare?
Kamaru Usman trains in Arlington.
We watched
so
a little bit of this game at Carve, actually. Carve. Move on.
The Nigerian national basketball team, trounced is a dumb word to use here. They beat the brakes off the U.S. team.
They won by 3.
They
Right?
won by 3, but they were up by like 15 with like 2 minutes left until Kevin Durant went full-blown Kevin Durant at the end of the game. And they're like, nobody else touched the ball. And surprisingly, like Dame Lillard may have only taken one shot at that point. But they just kept giving it to KD, and KD is so fun to watch when he's unconscious like that. But Nigeria, 20 of 42. And I thought it was more than that, but at least 20 of 42 from 3. U.S. only shot like 24 three-pointers. So
Can I say we were watching it at Carve, as Dylan alluded to, and I was just kind of like, oh, it is kind of close, but like I don't need to follow this. I didn't even realize that Nigeria won that game until like the next day.
yeah. And Nigeria has like 8 NBA players on. It's not like they're just running out nobodies. I have no idea what the exhibition game's going to mean. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Biggest win in Nigerians national basketball team's history.
Was this a friendly?
Possibly. Mike Davis, former head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and maybe on their bench again nowadays, was coaching the Nigerian national team. So shout out to them. Whatever the opposite of a shout out is to online personalities who may have lobbed out some really dumbass tweets. But I won't say any names here.
About this?
About this game?
Oh, I did not see.
How are we going to lose to Nigeria? They don't even have any, and then alluded to them not having food.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's a bad
Who
look.
tweets that?
Yeah, I won't go into
A blue
depth.
checkmark tweeted that?
That is a bad tweet.
Anyhow, moving
Speaking of bad takes,
right along.
we're going to go right into baseball.
Yes, this might be the most baseball we've had all year as we dive into here.
Dude,
the All-Star break,
is it
man.
weird that I'm horny for home run derby?
It's because of
Adam,
Ohtani.
don't laugh. I am, man.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
sorry.
do that.
Ohtani,
Do that
man.
first for sure.
Yeah,
Tonight,
we got the derby in Coors Field, of course, mile high, ball be flying. We got Ohtani, the headliner of this one. 33 bombs, a few of which are big boy bombs over 450 feet.
Should I be surprised that he's doing it? I feel
A
like
little bit.
he's got a lot on his plate in that he pitches and hits. And just throwing a lot of guys, they sit out the home run derby because they say it can stress out their swing a little bit.
Sure.
You know what it's like. He used to hit big boy bombs.
No, I was a gap to gap guy, really. I hate to admit it.
Damn,
I
mind the
hate to admit
gap.
it.
yeah, not a long-term relationship guy over
Chive.
here.
What? Stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of. Actually, I've attended a home run derby before.
Wow, a lot of people don't know that about you.
In Arlington, believe it or
Was
not.
that the Mike Piazza year?
It was the Frank Thomas year.
Mike Piazza, didn't he hit one in like in batting practice, like
94.
over the green, whatever they call it?
Over the plaza, whatever.
Over
it
the
was called.
plaza
Yeah.
into the office or something, allegedly. Yeah, I'll be tuned in. I'll have it on. I'm going to be watching
Yeah.
Bachelorette, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch this for Ohtani. Gallo's gonna drop bombs too.
Gallo will be fun to watch.
He's got
a good
big boy.
pick.
He's got big boy power.
Juan Soto will be fun to watch.
Might be
too.
your last chance to watch Gallo as a Ranger.
Pete Alonso, of
true.
course, is the only guy I recognize on the team.
You
you
were
mean-
very surprised to learn the Rangers had three
I was.
All-Stars.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was. Pete Alonso, of course, will be defending his title. David, he won last year. The Mets.
I know,
You
man.
hear about this guy?
Look, man, I've been saying it. He definitely won it last year. It's just I've always telling people, like, dude, I told you he was going to win it last year.
Salvador Perez, you're a big Royals fan.
Love the Royals.
21 bombs this year.
We'll never be Royals.
They're doing a tournament style, eight participants, 3 rounds. So you've got these players paired up against each other. Ohtani will be going against Juan Soto, which I think it's a little dangerous. Soto was injured early in the year, so he's only got 11 bombs on the year.
He's got one of my favorite swings in Major League Baseball.
What are your
Juan Soto.
thoughts on his take a pitch move where he like leans in and like sweeps his feet?
I don't mind him because I don't think he's doing it to show anybody up. I think it's just his
habit.
his way.
Yeah, I like the guy. I think he's Cespedes with actual like intelligence.
Ohtani, I predict he will go over 500 feet with the home run.
I'm excited because Mike Trout did I don't know, this interview or whatever. It was quoted basically talking about the fact that Ohtani doesn't do BP, hadn't taken BP in out on the field all year, which is insane. Like I would have thought you had heard about this like a week into the season. Like why isn't he out? I guess he does his BP down in the cage, and it's a part of his rest regimen. But according to Mike Trout, he's like, this dude is something else. So if Trout's vouching for him, not just as a teammate, but saying like it's something special to watch, I'm going to be tuned in. It will be enough for me to watch him just do some ridiculous home runs in the first round, even if Soto wins that battle and you only get one round of Ohtani. But I think back to whatever home run derby it was at the Brewers Stadium when it first opened, and that might be Sosa, McGuire. But when they were hitting bombs like off of, I don't know why I keep saying bombs, hitting home runs off of the slide and shit like that.
Yeah, Sosa put on a show.
Yeah, that is what sticks out in my head.
Dude, that was
over 5.
Dude,
Yeah,
the Berman-gasm was just iconic.
Back,
we getting
back,
Berman?
back,
Oh man, I hope we're not.
Is he? Are we getting Berman tonight?
I don't know.
I don't think we are, right?
I don't know.
Have there been any bad Ohtani takes out
Maybe
there?
we'll get Maria Taylor.
Oh.
There have been one. There has been one at least. Stephen A. Smith was asked, or at least the question on the camera was said, basically, is it good for the MLB that the face of baseball is Shohei Ohtani? To which he said,
Let's just check it out. Let's see how he handled it.
he probably had a measured take.
But when you talk about an audience gravitating to the tube or to the ballpark to actually watch you, okay? I don't think it helps that the number one face is a dude that needs an interpreter so you can understand what the hell he's saying in this country. And that's what I'm trying to say. You know, participation, but when you talk about an audience.
So anytime Max Keller's like jumping in to save you from saying something stupid, you're probably in a bad situation.
He probably should have like led with this point, but he was trying to put the onus on like the perception of Americans in general, and his delivery was off.
Yeah, he didn't need to go full Stephen A.
Yeah.
He didn't need to go screaming A to because then it looks like this is his take.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of he's saying that there's a lot of people who probably think this. And you've heard that, like, I mean, with the Latin players. I mean, that's something that's been around baseball for a long time. It's even a thing that, like, it's in
Darvish?
golf. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure with Darvish.
Hideki. Actually, a lot of the same conversation happened after Hideki won.
Yeah.
Which Hideki was there with his interpreter in whatever Butler's cabin, right?
Yes.
And there was a lot of
Butler
talk about
cabin,
the same or Butler cabin.
Wow.
It was previously a Butler's cabin, I'm sure.
Wow.
No comment.
But no, there was a lot of that similar discussion, like, you know, how will he get as big of lift off of this domestically because of the language barrier? It comes up a lot. I don't like that ESPN posed the question this way. They're like, is it a problem that he's the face? Like, if that's written on the screen, Stephen A. was in a bad position from the get-go. Like, you don't phrase the question that way.
So it didn't just come up. They actually sat down. The producers are like, let's throw this as a talking point. Wow, that's the real issue.
Yeah, I don't like that. Plus, I think you take the Joe Harrington route, which former Oregon Duck Heisman Trophy candidate, and they were concerned that being in the Pac-10 at that time, now Pac-12, like their games were never on the East Coast, and a lot of Heisman voters had East Coast bias, according to them, so they put a big-ass billboard in New York Times with Joe Harrington to start the season, like a big marketing push behind Joe Harrington. He shit the bed, kind of. I don't think he ended up even finishing top 2 that year. It's also maybe the USC, either Leinart or Bush years. But what I'm getting at here is, like, take the angle of saying Shohei being the face of MLB is just as bad as Mike Trout being the face of MLB. Mike Trout being on a bad team in LA where the games are on late and the rest of the country doesn't see them and they don't care because the team sucks isn't giving the league any lift. Like, the Mets are fun as hell to watch. The Padres, also fun as hell to watch. We're getting some Padres content, but more people are probably familiar with Francisco Lindor and Noah Syndergaard and Pete Alonso, and I'm just naming off all my Mets because I play a video game now. I know this.
Dude, KJ plays video games.
A lot of baseball.
Yeah, that's a tough look.
It hurts him not having a dynamic personality, which you could say the same for Trout as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Trout had all the factors, I mean, except for not having a huge personality and playing for a shitty team. I mean, it's a big market, though.
Yeah.
LA's a huge market.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that, like, those two guys they're arguably the two best talents in baseball, play on the same team, and it's just a team that doesn't matter.
That's trailing.
And it's in a huge market. Mm-hmm. Sheesh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't help that the Dodgers, won the World Series in the same town. So no matter how good you're going to get, you've also still got the best team in, quote unquote, the best team in baseball in your same town. So who knows? Yeah, baseball. Look at that. Oh.
Hey, shout out to Henry Davis, number 1 pick by the Pirates, catcher out of, where is he out of?
Louisville.
Louisville.
Jack Leiter?
Jack Leiter.
Rangers.
Rangers.
Vandy guy.
Yeah, I am. This has gotten me back interested in Rangers ball. Because
Why?
Check back in 3 to 4 years.
I'm gonna, because it's okay. It's someone who I did watch a little bit of in the College World Series. I was familiar with the hype. There was a little bit of question on, does he want to be in Texas? Is he going to sign? And it gives me a name during, like, the next 2 or 3 years as we're rebuilding. It gives me a name to follow. Like, in AA, AAA, wherever. I mean, they start him out in A ball, right? Who knows where he'll end up? But we're not going to see him in the bigs for a couple years at least, right?
Mm-hmm. Usually
you're not going to rush a
works.
kid like that,
Right?
But I don't know. It gives me some hope for the future, assuming he signs. If he does not sign, then major
Baseball
L.
is such a slow process getting these guys to the point where they can actually make a difference for your team.
Hopefully,
you draft someone in the NBA. They can, they're starting day one and they're putting up, 24 points a game. MLB, it's like, hopefully this guy pans out. I don't know. Very few times you guys are able to just jump right in.
Hopefully I'm able to watch Ranger games by the time he hits the big leagues.
Oh, you can probably. I think Ballet Sports is rumored to have their own app where you can
great.
purchase that independently for like $24.99 a month.
That's what we need,
can't
another
wait.
app to buy to watch more shit.
I needed more apps on my computer and my TV and my phone.
I hear you.
I love apps.
I'd get it, the money, the number of apps, the logins, the password renewals, all that. But the moment I don't have to call a cable company to fix anything associated with my entertainment preferences, I will continue to choose option B and not call DirecTV or whomever else. Anyhow.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Let me bring the room down real quick. We record on Mondays as we are right now. Last Monday, we recorded late in the day, but because your boy was Vizier too deep, hanging out in the pool right up until record time, I did not see all the latest headlines. Unfortunately, Columbus Blue Jackets goalie, or reserve goalie, Matisse Kivlenieks, I'm going to go with, from Riga, Latvia, 24 years old. Unfortunately, was injured and killed by an errant mortar at a 4th of July celebration. It took place at his coach's house. Stories said he was in a hot tub. Fireworks were being kind of fired off in the distance, suburban Detroit area. And they saw the issues going on. I guess they saw like the mortar coming this way. And he, along with others, were trying to dive out of the hot tub and caught him in the chest. 24 years old.
What kind
Brutal.
of
Terrible.
What kind of thing was
So I think it was something that fell over.
Artillery shell type
shot.
deal, like one of the big boys.
Like,
you drop it
Good
in there,
God.
like it's
That is awful.
Yeah, I didn't know the amount of force that those have, but damn, I mean, that is the definition of a freak accident.
Certainly.
That's
Shout out to
terrible.
his family.
Shout out to his
Shouts.
family, man. That's brutal.
We really have to congratulate the Ning.
Do you want to? Can we start the party now?
Yes.
Now
Now we'll start the part. That's appropriate. I guess we'll save Nick Castellanos and his misery for next week. We're running long. Yeah, congrats.
Man, the Lightning.
Congrats to the Ning.
Congratulations.
We also I missed. Congrats to the Mississippi State Bulldogs on their first national championship of any
Yeah,
kind.
we touched on it a little bit. Whatever. They have a good pitching staff.
I was pulling
Congrats
for
on
them.
their first team title in the history of their university.
Well, that seems like a backhanded compliment.
Okay.
Sir.
Did you watch any of their games during the College World Series? They could not take that graphic off the screen. It was
that's
up
true.
like every other batter. They was like reminded, hey, by the way, these guys have never won before.
Yeah,
It was terrible.
I didn't really think it was worthy of bringing up multiple times per game,
Like,
but they
we
did.
Get it?
Did you
Poor
see that
guys.
more, or did you see Kurt Warner's wife more during his Super Bowl runs?
Oh yeah.
Who's going to play Kurt Warner's wife in the movie?
The girl who played Jubilee, I can't remember her name. It's
She's
not
in,
Anna Kendrick. It's
Kate Hudson.
She's in True Blood. I don't know her name.
Yep, there you go. True Blood
Wow,
girl.
I cannot wait to see that.
It looks truly terrible.
Very bad. Although,
Can't wait to watch it.
full circle here,
I love bad movies.
soon to be MSO takeover in a few weeks.
Kurt Warner?
When Brick
Brick Squad.
is an extra potentially in this movie, so I'll have to
go.
get more details on that. Yeah, he sent me some set photos, and I'll show you the pictures of the guy they had playing Tony Saragusa in a game, and it is horrendous.
no.
Horrendous. Anyhow, also congratulations to the entire country and the national team from Argentina winning Copa America, Messi's first international tournament victory. So, as Dylan was saying earlier, definitely gives him certified GOAT status.
I mean, dude, he's
do you
good.
concur?
I've always said he's goated. I mean, I didn't need to see this personally for my own, footy take. I've just always said that. Like, I've been following his career for so long and just don't really miss much of it. And I'm like, man, this just is icing on the cake for me personally. What about you?
Who are you talking about?
Lionel Messi.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was
running back over
I was
here.
adding running back notes.
Okay.
I finally got a little taste of internet. I had to start writing shit down.
I'm gonna see if I can stick the landing here.
Yeah,
And
shouts to Lionel.
shouts to your boy Lionel.
Shouts to Lionel.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's flirting with GOAT.
For something nobody expected of us.
I feel like he's not even flirting with it. I feel like he's full on penetrated it.
Dave, but that's not going on the running back seg.
What? What's your problem?
Oh, just
No, nothing.
messing around. That was terrible. I'm glad nobody should have left that. I thought you
I was
were
just making sure the
finding a
music is still
sounder.
going.
Anyhow, Tour de France is
Oh.
going on. Tour de France, as some may say.
Okay.
Two things worth mentioning. Shout out to Sepp Kuss, which is what
That name is
So forget about a cuss.
exactly. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name.
that name is kind of goated.
Too Fast, Too Furious. So Sepp Kuss, first American to win a stage in the Tour de France since 2011. So, appreciate that. Also notable history made. We're definitely rocking with Mark Cavendish, that is. He was nearly out of professional cycling 8 months ago, just really due to underwhelming performances. Got added to his team as an alternate. It's his first Tour de France in 3 years. Won stage 4 is his first win in 5 years, stage win. But what I didn't realize is this MFer, after 3 more stage wins ever since then, at the age of like 34, 35, again, my ages are wrong today, whatever, tied for the most stage wins of all time at 34. So big ups to Mark Cavendish. A little bit of history being made in Tour de France that doesn't include signs knocking people off their bikes.
That's all I care about.
Mark Cavendish from a place called Isle of Man.
And Mark,
Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
that's what he used to call Dave's. Never mind.
Okay, I respect it. Isle of Man,
Dylan.
top
They used to put it on their thing. They used to call Dave Isle of Man.
top 5 all-time national flags.
What is going on there?
That's their flag. it's just like 3 running legs
It's a little
connected
close
together.
It's a little close to something from around the World War II
Okay,
time.
yeah, it's like
for
a
me.
human centipede attempt at a.
Yeah, it's just a little close for me.
There we go. And that,
sure I'm a
my
big
friends,
fan.
is the sports party.
Fantastic work.
Gosh.
Very cool.
Let's run it back.
Let's
Get out
run
of
it
here.
back. Get out of
All
here.
right. Hopefully we can do this before my computer dies. It's on 2%. All right. Run it back. Of course, the segment during which we talked about what we already talked about. You ready?
Dylan. Hopefully.
And it's light this week because I didn't have internet for half of the podcast. I couldn't
That's
write.
our first bullet point.
So I couldn't write. We got the Brick Squad on Meat Smokers Only coming up. That'll be exciting. The Double Rims got the best of Dan from half court, although he didn't actually connect with a rim.
Don't worry about that.
Randy gives off looks down while he dribbles vibes.
That's
That
very
is
true.
so weirdly accurate. I love it. Dave knows a lot about Ash Barty, weirdly. It's decidedly easier to tear your ACL than find meth on the streets.
Don't agree, but go
Study
ahead.
done by us.
Hit the dip line with your thoughts.
That chick had a new orifice on her face.
Okay.
Dave wants hot dudes on camera during finals games.
I said dudes and babes. Get it
Mississippi
right.
State has one team national title in their history. ESPN loved to remind us. The Kurt Warner movie looks atrocious. Facts. And they used to call Dave Isle of Man. And that concludes Run It Back.
Overtime thought, do you think Mississippi State would have had a national title sooner if they would have integrated sooner? No big deal. Okay, moving on.
Oh, no. Oh, you can't just bring that
I
up.
have no idea. They could have been like the first in the SEC.
Shouts
for
to
all
Dak,
I know.
though.
Shout out to Dak.
Shouts to Dak, our favorite Mississippi State
Unnecessary
Bulldog.
shots.
Oh, Ralphie, though.
Who?
Ralphie.
Rafi Palmero, also Mississippi State. And Will.
Noted juicer. What are
Rich
you talking
Moreland.
about?
I don't care. I
Noted juicer.
don't give a damn.
I do.
Let the man juice.
I do.
I have never cheated. Whatever he did, but he pointed his finger.
At Congress, which I love.
Congress.
Hey, anybody who says fuck the feds, fuck Congress, let's fucking ride.
All right, let's get
Ralphie's
the hell
a hero.
out of here.
Let's get out.
Bye.
Bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.